Welcome back to all the students of class 7. This is Karmesh Misra, subject teacher of social study. I am from Lakshmi Prasad Memorial Public School, Bhola Bazar, Gorakhpur. Students, in the last videos we were discussing about the weather and climate, and we have learned that how weather is different from the climates. In this video we will study about the factors affecting weather and climates. As I have explained you, with the purpose to remind you that weather refers to the day-to-day conditions of the atmosphere in a particular area for a short period of time with respect to elements like temperature, pressure, humidity, wind, rainfall, sunshine, cloud cover, etc. It is a dynamic and may vary from minutes to a few months. So weather is a day-to-day condition of atmosphere in a particular area for a short period of time, whereas on the other hand the climate is the sum total of atmospheric conditions of a larger area over a large period of time. So the time period varies from 30 to 40 years. So climate is the atmospheric records or conditions of a particular area for a large area for over a longer period of time, 30 to 40 years of time is called climate, whereas weather refers to day-to-day or month-to-month conditions of the atmospheres in a particular area for a short period of time. All weather records added together and average out generalized view of the weather conditions presents the climates, the various elements such as temperature, pressures, humidity, wind, velocity, precipitation, sunshine and atmospheric phenomenon like fog, frost, etc. are taken into accounts. All changes in weather and climate affect our lives on earth. Besides influencing man's physical traits, they also affect his food, clothing, shelters and day-to-day activities. So let's study about all these things in details. What are the factors that affects the weather and climate? First one is the temperature. Temperature is the one of the influencing factors or elements that affects the weather and climate. The sun provides heat and light for all the planets in our solar systems, as we know. That is why it is known as the source of energy on the planet Earth, as it provides light for all the planets in our solar system, known as the solar radiations. The Earth, which is 150 million kilometers away from the sun, receives a teeny share of this solar radiations in the form of short waves that travels through the atmosphere and reach the Earth's surface. The amount of solar energy received by the Earth is called insolation. What the amount of solar energy received by the Earth is called insolations or incoming solar radiations. The amount of it received is maximum near the equator and decreases near the poles. The amount of the rays received by the Earth is maximum near the equator and it decreases near the poles. Temperatures therefore measure the intensity of heat or degree of hotness. On the basis of the amount heat received, the Earth has been divided into three heat zone: torrid zone, temperate zone and frigid zone, as I have explained you in the previous video to all of you. Measurement of temperatures. Temperature is measured with the help of an instrument known as the thermometers. It is expressed in units of degree on the Celsius or Fahrenheit scales. The sex maximums and minimum thermometer and thermograph are used in weather stations or meteorological observations to measure the maximum and minimum temperature reached during 24 hours of a day. However, the insulations received by the earth is not the same everywhere. A variety of factors like latitude, altitude, distance from the sea, prevailing winds, ocean currents, and slope affect the temperature on the surface of the earth. All these things are very responsible for the observations of the heat of the earth from the suns. So factors that affects the temperatures, there are several factors that affect the temperatures from one place to another. First one is the latitude. As the earth's surface is curved and the sun rays strike at varying angles, there are variations in temperature from equator to the poles. So contingent on the latitude of the place which determines the angles of the sun rays and the durations of the daylight. Therefore, at the equators, the rays of the suns are vertical and durations of the daylight is longer, while at the poles, the sun's rays are slanting and durations of the daylight is decreasing. Altitude, the atmosphere is mainly heated by the temperature prevailing on the earth's surface. The lower layer of the air are denser, contain more water vapor and dust particles, and so absorb more heat. With the increase in altitude, the thinner air is unable to hold the same amount of heat. The rate at which the temperature decreases with increase in height is known as the normal lapse rate. It is generally 1 degree Celsius for every 165 meters of ascent. Therefore, hill stations like Simla, Darjeeling, Dalhousie, etc. are cooler than places situated in the plains. Distance from the sea is also most important factors that affect the temperatures. Water takes more time to absorb insolations and more time to radiate the same heat. Therefore, coastal areas enjoy a moderate and equable climate where summer heat is less intense and winter temperatures are much milder. So during the day, when the land is warmer, a cool breeze blows from sea, lowering the temperatures. At night, when the sea is warmer, the cool breeze from the land blows out to the sea. So in contrast, places away from the sea have no extreme or continental climate, as there is no large water body to modify the temperatures. Summer are therefore hotter and winters colder than in a coastal area. Prevailing winds is also most important factors that affects the temperatures. Let's study onshore winds during the moderating influence of the sea to land and modify temperatures. In the same way, winds from polar regions lower the temperatures drastically, while winds blowing out from hot deserts are hot and dusty and raise the temperature of the area over which they blow. So winds always transport the conditions of the place of their origins to the land over which they blow. Ocean current, the warm currents from equatorial regions which move to higher latitudes have a warming influence on the coastal areas ensuring the seaports remains open and do not freeze. Second one is the atmospheric pressures, which affects the weather and climates. Let's study about it. Atmospheric pressure. Atmospheric pressures, the pressure exerted on the earth's surface by the weight of the clouds of air surrounding us is known as the atmospheric pressures or air pressures. Air pressure is expressed in units of millibars and is measured with the barometer. So air pressure is measured with an instrument called barometer. The normal atmospheric pressure at sea level is 1030.2 millibars, while the Franklin's barometers and barograph is used in a meteorological observations, and an Arrayet barometer is used by mountain climbers and pilots to measure the air pressures at various heights. The pressures of the atmosphere is a maximum at sea level and decreases with an increase in altitude. Factors affecting pressures: altitude, air pressures decreases with an increase in altitude. As we go higher up into the atmosphere, there is a decrease. On an average rate of decrease is 1 millibar for every 10 meter increase in height above sea level. Temperatures: with an increase in temperatures, air expands, becomes lighter and rises upwards, producing low pressure and thus exerts less pressure on the surface of the earth. Similarly, when surface temperature is extremely low, when surface temperature is extremely low, the air above is cooled and consequently or similarly contracts, becomes heavier and denser, causing high pressure. Therefore, the relationship between temperature and pressure is inverse in nature. That is, as temperatures increases, pressure decreases. When pressure increases, temperature decreases. Moisture: air containing water vapor is lighter than dry air. Hence, an increase in the moisture content in the atmosphere leads to a decrease in the pressure. Distributions of pressure. The distributions of pressure is influenced by the variations in temperature and rotations of the earth. The permanent pressure is influenced by the variations in temperature and rotations of the earth. The permanent pressure belts are not stable and shift slightly northwards in summer and southward in winters due to the apparent movement of the sun between the Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn, referred to as the shifting of the pressure belts. Winds, dear students, winds, the horizontal movement of air. The horizontal movements of air on the earth's surface from an area of a high pressure to an area of a low pressure is called is called wind, and anemometer keeps a record of wind speed, and anemometer keeps the record of the speed winds, while a wind vane measures the direction of the wind. So wind vane is used to measure the direction of wind, and anemometer is used to measure the speed of the winds. Winds are named after the directions from which they blow. That is, when winds blow from north or southern sides, they are known as the north or south winds. The rotations of the earth causes the Coriolis effect by deflecting the winds from their original path. Due to the earth rotations, winds are deflected to the right in the northern hemisphere and to the left in the southern hemispheres, which is known as the Ferrel's law. The three kinds of permanent wind system are planetary winds, periodic winds, and local winds. In the next video, we will discuss about it in detail: planetary winds, periodic winds, and local winds. That's all in this video. Thank you for listening me. Have a great day to all of you. Take care of your health and carry on your study.